Hi everyone, welcome to this presentation. It's called 3 Secrets to Creating Extra Income Guaranteed by the Government, working only 5 hours a week from home. Sounds good to me. I know it'll sound good to you. Let's get started by meeting people who followed my step-by-step system, who now have confidence and security in their lives. And their lives are ones that other people envy. Now I'm in the solutions business, and I'll help people like you develop a profitable second income that's safe and secure. Now you're about to meet women that are making money from home. Samantha does this while her child is napping. Kathy does this while her kids are in high school and junior college. And Grandma Dorothea, she doesn't want to take any risks at all. Let's see how they're making money. Here's Samantha, a young mother, is very, very busy. And she's going to show us how she made $18,000 using this system while her newborn was napping.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. I find time in between feedings and changings and taking care of our farm, and I can still do it. So I did really well with this last deal. I mean, it's not over yet, but I spent just under $9,000, and I just recently sold it for $27,000. So I tripled my money in one deal. So pretty sweet.
Well, pretty sweet is right. Think about this, they're doing that from home. Now here's Kathy. She does this while her youngsters are in school, and she's making good money. Listen to this.
The least expensive tax certificate that we bought was $109. And we've bought them anywhere from $109 to probably $1,000 or $1,100 and everywhere in between. So this is completely an affordable type of technique that anyone can use to get additional income. And even on those smaller tax certificates, we were still getting between 15 and 24%, sometimes even a bit higher. And I know that seems like a small amount, but when you have that coming in on a consistent basis, it adds up very quickly. And you can still end up buying a property even from a tax certificate of $109. As a matter of fact, we ended up buying a piece of property that was a fairly good-sized property. The total amount was $4,500. It was assessed by the county at $29,500. We currently have that listed for sale, and once that money comes in, I'm going back to the tax certificate sale and buying even more, because this has created an awesome additional stream of income for us.
Now these women are working from home. Now let's meet a senior citizen. You see, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. Let's listen and see how Dorothea does. I'm speaking with
Dorothea Gardner, and I took Ted's course 4 years ago. But I started with $30,000, and I made that into $130,000.
Wow, congratulations. Was it surprising to you to see how low some of the properties could be purchased? Were you surprised when you first saw that?
Oh, everybody is. That's what shocks them. They're absolutely shocked that if they had $2,000, they might be able to get a property worth $70,000.
Right.
But if they buy a deed for a few thousand, $5,000, $6,000, they may get that house worth $70,000 or $80,000.
Fantastic.
And
you don't have to do too many deals like that to be pretty happy. Well, how about that? Working from home and making $100,000, not too bad. Now, I know many of you would like to take an $11,000 investment and turn it into $180,000. Now, hang in with me for a few minutes and I'll show you exactly how to do that. But give me a few minutes to get there. Now, I'm going to show you, just like I showed all these moms and grandmothers that you're going to see in this program, you're going to see they made quite a bit of money, and you'll be able to do the same thing. You can do this from home and you can do it on the internet. Now, I'd like you to stay with me for a few minutes, and I'll show you how to take a $2,000 investment and make it into $120,000 with no risk. Now, you think that's going to be complicated, but it's going to be very easy, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have a nice gift for you. Hang in until we finish the presentation, and I'll give you a manual that I just finished. It's titled Ted.Thomas's Cash Flow Generator. You can download that as soon as I finish. But meanwhile, I'll tell you who this presentation is for. It's for young mothers, it's for mothers staying home with growing children, it's for grandmothers, it's for women who need a second income. Now, I'm Ted Thomas, and I have a few ideas that I've proven and I've tested that'll help you grow financially and help you make a lot of money. Now, if you'll follow along with me for the next hour and 15 minutes or so, you'll get a handful of transformational money ideas that you can use immediately. Now, these money-making principles you can use immediately. I'm going to show you real stuff. Not just how I'm doing this in my business, but how I help thousands of people just like you do the same thing. Now, the wisdom I'm going to share with you is the most amazing real estate material you've ever seen and has the potential to transform your economic life and give you income and certainty for the rest of your life. Now, this presentation is all about part-time income. Now, I'm going to give you a clear path to making second income so you can contribute to the family. You can think about making outrageous interest rates of 16%, 18%, up to 36% on your money. A small investment in the bank or a big one in the bank today earns 1 or 2%. We're going to talk about 16, 18, 24, up to 36% interest. Now, we're not going to talk about flipping houses. We're not going to talk about fixer-uppers. The people you're going to see are going to be stay-at-home mothers. They're going to be professional women. They're going to be grandmothers. Many of people that were separated early in life, and they're starting over again, and everything in between. So this is a 200-year-old safe, secure investment that you can count on, and it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. It's a safe, secure investment. Now, if you're not sure on how to get started and you want to keep your risk to an absolute minimum, you're in the right place. Now, this presentation is about a secure place to put your money. Now, tax lien certificates are secure. Your money, your checks will come from the government. You will get paid from the government. Now, you can expect these outrageous interest rates of 16 all the way up to 36% interest. So I said I'd give you a clear path. Now, this is a lucrative investment. It's almost secret. Other people don't know about it. Tax lien certificates are sold in half of the states in the United States. Now, this is a predictable, certain, and secure investment. Tax lien certificates are issued when property owners don't pay their property tax. Now, the certificates generate massive income for the people that buy them. So the government issues a tax certificate, you can buy it, and you can earn these predictable, certain, and secure income rates. All right, now the states pay different amounts. I can't give you all the states right now, but let me give you a sense for that. Some states pay 16, others pay 18%. Some of the really big profits can be made, unbelievable profits, at 24% in Iowa and 36% in the state of Illinois. Now think about what I just said. That's 3% a month. The local banks are paying 1 or 2%. Now this is a government mandated program. It's 200 years old. It's highly profitable, but very little known. People aren't telling you about this because they don't want you as a competitor. Now you can do this from home using a laptop, or you can use your desktop computer, and your money will be protected by the property tax code. It doesn't get any better than that. Now this presentation is all about safe, secure investments, and you can get started for like $100. Think about that. In just minutes, you'll see busy mothers, professional women, adult families, grandmothers making money, and you could be doing the same thing in just a short period of time, like a few months' time. Now, this is a great alternative investment, and you're about to meet Maryland. Okay, Maryland's a stock market investment, and as you know, the market goes up, 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 and then the market goes down, down, down. Now, it's nice when it's going up because you're making a lot of money, but when it comes down, it takes back all your profit. Now, here's how Maryland succeeded using my training.
Stocks are volatile. I've lost money in them before. With Ted's program, it's an online program. You buy everything online. I got 48, averaging 8-9%. Some of them are earning 18%. It's an awesome program. It's a safe, secure way to earn a whole lot better interest rate than the banks are giving you at a half or a 1%. The little guy can do it. You can have a couple of $1,000s and invest. Most of the liens that I purchased were a couple $100, under $1,000. So it's a secure program. I wish I had known this years ago.
And I'm sure many of you wish you knew this years ago. This program can be completed from your kitchen table, so keep that in mind. These women are working from home. Now, before I go further, I want to explain tax lien certificates so you understand it. Now, a tax lien certificate is just a piece of paper. Okay, the government issues that piece of paper when people don't pay their property taxes. Now, hundreds of thousands of people across America do not pay their property taxes. So they issue a certificate. You can buy it and actually pay someone else's taxes, and then you can earn these genuinely high, they're outrageously high interest rates of 16, 18, 24, and up to 36% interest. Now, if you buy a tax certificate, you can't buy it from Ted.Thomas. You're going to invest directly with the government. Okay, now that certificate represents a debt that's owed to the government, so it's safe and it's secure. You'll get paid by the government. All right, so that means that if you buy a tax certificate, you invest with the government and you'll get a check back from the government. Now, it's not going to get a heck of a lot better than that. So this is a perfect investment if you want a second income. Now, it works for stay-at-home mothers. It works for adult families. It's perfect if you're a career woman. This works, and it always works, and it has for over 200 years. Now, I know many of you at home, you're overwhelmed with so many things going on. You're trying to take care of a husband. You're trying to take care of little kids, big kids, and even the neighbor's kids. Plus, you have all those chores and taking care of pets and whatever. So you're a pretty busy mother. I understand that. Okay, but maybe you're even being a taxi driver, like a free Uber driver, taking kids to soccer lessons, dance lessons, doctor's appointments, back to school for whatever appointments for drama classes and what have you. Well, folks, I understand how busy you are. Okay, so stay with me, and I'm going to show you some solutions to that problem and solutions to some money problems. Now, I bet many of you would love to just take a few days off, get rid of this stress and anxiety, and go to Disney, except it costs so much money. Well, not to worry. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you solutions for your money problems. Okay, for sure, there's not enough time in every day. You're preparing meals. You're doing constant cleanup. You're taking care of pets. You're taking care of neighbors. You might even be taking care of your adult parents. You might be even taking care of grown adults in your home. I understand this all requires income. So you're leading this busy life, and you're wondering what's going to take care of you in the future. Is money going to be a problem? Well, you need more income. You probably need a second income, and you need to find time to earn more money. Now, I have a solution for you. The solution is going to take 5 to 10 hours a week. I realize you need money. It's going to take 5 to 10 hours a week, and you can do this from home. It's going to require focused times. Now, I've never met you. However, I'm sure many of you didn't just get out of college, but you're worried about going back to work. So stop worrying about that, because we can create a second income with you working at home. I have a proven and tested solution that takes 5 to 10 focused hours in a week, and you can do the whole thing from home. It's safe and it's secure. Now, if you ask what you'd really like to be doing, you'd probably like to do a little bit of traveling and have a little fun. Well, I completely understand that. So maybe you'd like to go to the Caribbean or go to Hawaii, spend a little time under a palm tree reading a book and kind of get rid of some of the stress and anxiety. Or maybe you'd like to go on a romantic trip to Paris, or maybe even to Rome or out to Tuscany and stay in those cute little villages with those little bungalows that you've seen on TV. Now, when Janine and Caesar discovered they could make $25,000 or more on one tax defaulted property auction, their dreams came true, as you're going to see in just a moment. Okay, now Janine and Caesar dreamed about going to Yellowstone Park and then out to the Canadian Rockies, but they wanted to spend their winters on the west coast of Mexico. They wanted to visit Puerto Vallarta, I should say, and they wanted to visit Acapulco and enjoy the beaches and be nice and warm during the winter months. That's what they wanted to do. Now, in just a moment, you'll get to meet Janine and Caesar, and they had big ideas about what they wanted to do. But here's an important point. When you follow my suggestions, you'll be able to control your day. You'll get to go on that dream family cruise to the Caribbean, or maybe you'll get away on that romantic trip to Paris and the French countryside.
We did not know anything about tax foreclosure sales in depth. We knew they existed, but we didn't know what we could possibly do and how easy it was to go with the program.
And then we also didn't know that it was possible, because when we heard, we thought it was too good to be true to be able to buy homes for back taxes. And once we found out that was true, then we bought a 45-foot coach and decided to retire from our jobs and get out of the rat race and go make some money and live a different lifestyle, live free. So that's why we're doing tax deeds. And
with this, we can get on our bus, travel over the country, find those tax liens and deeds, and have a great time doing it.
We obviously started buying, and for instance, this house, we bought 20 cents on the dollar, and we're going to profit over $39,000 when we sell this one.
Wow, $39,000. Wouldn't you be a lot happier if you just made one deal like Janine and Caesar? $39,000 would pay a lot of bills, and maybe even a lot of money to put in your pension plan would be left over. So now they work when they want to and where they want to. How about that? Now I'm going to give you a game plan so you can contribute financially to your family in 5 to 10 hours a week. But those must be focused hours, 5 to 10 hours each week. And you'll like my solution because you can work at home and you won't have to commute. Now in a few minutes, I'll show you a woman who really changed her career. Now she went from daily commuting to staying home, and now she generates $100,000 per year in income. Nothing wrong with that. Now what about that income? It'll create a much better lifestyle for all of you. You're about to see some pretty astonishing and unbelievable results and outcomes. Now I'm going to show you examples from my files of documented student women investors making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you need to just observe and learn from them. This is a business you can do from home. Now, many of my most successful students have no real estate experience. Now, most of my top earners, they just follow the game plan that I give them. This Jacksonville woman was desperate. She was recently divorced and alone with a handicapped son that she loved. Now, unfortunately, she gave her divorce settlement to a broker who lost the money. Using the solutions I suggested, she focused 5 to 10 hours a week on tax properties. And as you can see from the slide, no previous experience.
Before I met Ted, I was scared to death. I had lost almost everything in the change of the real estate market, and I did not have a job. I didn't know what I was going to do. I have a brain-injured son who was 33 years old at the time, and I had a rather pricey mortgage, and I did not know how I was going to pay my bills. I didn't know how I was going to feed the dog. I was very scared. I had to find something. So I was at a seminar, and I saw Ted for the first time, and he was talking about something that was very exciting. I bought his program, did what he said to do, and oh my gosh, I made $100,000 my first year. I'm not worried about things anymore. I have developed a level of self-confidence I never would have believed. I know I can take care of myself now. I don't need anybody else to pay my bills, to do anything for me. I feed my dog. My son and I have a blast. It's the most amazing thing. I just really appreciate Ted even having this program, and the support that he offers has been nothing short of amazing. This is the best time to be using Ted's system. In my first year, I bought 7 different properties. I sold them and made over $125,000. I mean, is that amazing for somebody who had no experience at this, didn't know anything? I didn't even know what a tax deed was. I bought an office condo, I bought residential property, I bought a lot, I bought a boat slip for yachts. Just like this property right here. I bought this at a tax auction. I paid a little over $5,400, $5,418.03, and I sold it less than a month later for over $70,000, $75,000. I made a $70,000 profit, and these people got a house for $50,000 less than all the houses in the neighborhood were selling for. Is that amazing or what? I made money. They got a great deal. I love Ted. His system is the best.
Well, think about that. She made $125,000, and she did that in her first year. Now, if that happens to you, you'll be bragging to your neighbors and your friends. Now, she did the majority of that work working from home online. No real estate experience. Think about the predictability she built into her future. Single women love this program. All you need is a laptop, a smartphone, some comfortable jeans, and a sweater. I'll give you all the skills you need. You'll be successful in just months. Now, maybe you're a grandmother and you haven't saved money. I understand that. Maybe you don't know how to take care of your future financially. I hope you've been able to recover from that real estate crisis in 2008 and 9. Now, if not, and you don't have funds, in just the next few minutes, I'll show you just exactly how to do that. So stay with me. Now, I'm sure you want to create more security, and you want to make sure that you're going to be able to handle rising prices in the future. I'm about to show you a safe, secure investment that's predictable, it's certain, and it's secure. So give me a few minutes, and I'll show you how to take a $2,000 investment and make it into $120,000. Now, this is not magic. There's nothing secret about it. It's a step-by-step process that requires only 4th grade math. It'll be perfect if you're worried about your retirement. Now, I'm going to give you a game plan that I've used with seniors to make big money. I know you want bank accounts that are filled with money. Now, I'm sure you'd like to work 5, 10 hours a week. If you're willing to work 5 or 10 focused hours a week, I have solutions that will contribute to your short-term needs and your long-term needs. Matter of fact, you'll be able to leave something left over for those grandchildren that you feel so good about and they'll love you even more than they do now. With my help, you're going to feel safe and secure. You're going to have control of your destiny, and you'll have some high income coming in. Now, who is this guy, Ted.Thomas? I have experienced some of what you're going through every day. My mother was a single mom, and that was not by choice. My dad abandoned the family. Yes, he abandoned us. He spent all of his time in smoke-filled, dirty bar rooms, and I can tell you it was a little ugly accompanying my mother to the bar room to try to get money from my father, even if it was just for groceries. Now, I don't want to tell you or have you think that we were poor, but I can tell you we were poor. I can tell you my mother took the bus to work, and sometimes she came home late and she had gone to work early. Now, we never had an automobile in my family until I bought one when I was in high school with money that I earned working in a gas station. Now, I grew up fast because I hated those washed out hand-me-down clothes, and I didn't want those from my brothers anymore. Now, both of my brothers hand-me-down clothes, but they left home as quick as they could get out of town. Now, I'm not crying on your shoulder. My mother did need money when I was 16 years old. That was really important. My younger sisters had no dad to help them through their formative years. Now, fortunately for me, Uncle Sam in the military educated me as an air traffic controller. That led to an airline career, and I was a commercial pilot for many years. Now, bless my mother, because she found another drunk, but at least this time the guy had a house and a car, and he took care of her. Decades later, I got into business for myself. I resigned from the airlines. Now, the business was with other investors, and it was fun, it was profitable, and wow, was it profitable. We purchased large apartment properties and office buildings. Now, I soon found out what it was like to get really rich, and that was all due to massive run-ups in that real estate market. We were on the fast track for 10, almost 15 years. And then the market crashed. And that was in the mid-'80s. And apartment properties dropped in value 70 to 80% of their value. Now, I don't know if you can conceive that, but imagine values dropping 70%, 80%. That was the biggest ouch. It destroyed all the cash flow. And the 200-person company, all those employees lost their job as we crashed into bankruptcy. Now, the loss of money was a tough part. However, the humiliation was absolutely devastating. One crisis after another. Humiliation, failure, continued. Employees, former executives of the companies committed suicide because they were losing their homes and their families. Long story short, I ended up in a 2-bedroom apartment. I didn't quite fit in that 2-bedroom apartment, but I ended up in a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, at my all-time bottom in life, my wife was diagnosed with cancer. Now, I couldn't let her down. You know there were going to be massive medical bills. I'm talking about massive. Now, at the low point in my life, I tried a lot of new things. I did try the internet. Now, I seemed to meet an awful lot of crooks on the internet, so I gave up on that. Now, I thought about franchising, and that looked really good. From a financial standpoint, franchising looks great. However, even though the revenue was good, you still had to manage 100 teenagers in one of those big stores. So I decided that that was not going to be for me. Now, I looked at multi-level. Now, that seemed like endless bottles and jars of makeup and health pills and soap suds and whatever. And the guys at the top, they were making money on every level all the way up. But it took about 45 years to get there, so I decided I didn't want that. So the universe opened my eyes. Now, I don't know where you are spiritually. I don't know where you are with regard to religion. But the universe opened my eyes. And I ended up meeting just a few hardy souls that took me to a seminar. And they introduced me to abundance. I mean real abundance. And that was the world of tax lien certificates and tax deeds. Now, when I saw tax lien certificates, and you could earn 16, 18, all the way up to 36% and to get a check from the government, I knew everything was going to be okay. So then I learned about tax deeds, where you can get properties 60, 70, 80% discounts with no mortgage. I knew everything was going to be okay. Now, what's the lesson I learned from all that? The lesson is be conservative with your investment. Tax lien certificates are safe, they're secure, you'll invest your money with the government and you get a check back from the government. Let me tell you something, it doesn't get better than that. Now, the high profits will come from tax deeds because you're going to buy way below wholesale and you can sell at wholesale just like Target and Costco. And I'll show you how to do that in my training. Now, women do well at this business because we teach them to research and they can follow directions and they understand bargains. So women do very well at this business.
Let me ask you a question before you go. All right. Is this going to change your life in any way?
It already has, Ted. I quit my job. I'm doing this.
I quit my job too, and our why is to get my husband to be able to quit his job. Like, part of the reason we're able to be and do is because he works away from home 3 weeks of the month. And so our why, you know, this is our Get Stan Home project.
But if I can do it, anybody can do it. I find time in between feedings and changings and taking care of our farm, and I can still do it. So I don't plan on going back to work when my mat leaves up.
Now these women all work from home and they're making serious money, and they quit their jobs. Now you could be doing the same thing from your kitchen table. Everything we teach you, you can do from your home, okay? Now if you get this right with tax lien certificates, you'll have a predictable, certain, secure investment. Now this investment is not going to let you down. When you buy a tax certificate, you get paid, or you get a property free of any mortgages. Now there's no other investment on the planet like this one that secures your money and gives you these massive returns of 16, 18, and 24%. Now big secret number one. Okay, we're going to cover 3 of these secrets. So big secret number one, let's do things as risk-free as possible. So tax lien certificates, we invest with the government, we get a check back from the government. I'm sure you got that by now. Now these certificates are proven to work. Now government treasurers tell me 97% of all the certificates will pay off, in other words, give you back all your money in 24 months, and the interest rates are guaranteed. Now let's do that again. 97% assurance you're going to get your money in 24 months, and the interest rates are guaranteed. How are you going to find investment better than that? I don't think you will. So probably this isn't the first thing that you've ever looked at, and I'm suggesting something brand new to you. But let me tell you, maybe you tried that multi-level, maybe you tried franchising, maybe you tried work from home problems. Okay, I settled down on tax defaulted properties and government certificates because I found out this program is 200 years old. Now think about what I just said. Program is 200 years old. It works for the county, it works for the individual that owns the property, and it works for you and I as investors. What business does better than that? That's a pretty darn good business. So what I'm showing you is the most lucrative investment in America today. How can I say that? It's easy. You invest with the government, you get a check back from the government. Now the house on the left represents a property. It could be an office building, it could be a home, it could be a ranch or a farm. Every property in the United States is taxed. Okay, the arrow points to the right. That means that that property owes tax money to the local government. Okay, if the local government does not collect that money, what that government will do is they will either issue a tax lien certificate in about half the states, and the other half of the states will confiscate the property. Now, confiscate means they're going to come and they're going to take that property away from whatever owner is there. All right, so a tax lien certificate is going to pay you big money. Yes, big money, because the government is getting money from you so that they got money to run the government. Now, if the county doesn't get paid, they're going to issue that tax certificate. They're going to do that in half of the counties in the United States. There's about 3,000 counties here. When you buy a certificate, you pay someone else's taxes. That's right, investors pay the delinquent taxes. And that's how we get this generous reward. Now, what makes it so safe is that the government says, if you'll invest in these certificates, we'll make sure that you get your money back, or if the property owner doesn't pay, we'll make sure you get the property without a mortgage. So you either get paid or you get a property without a mortgage. Folks, it doesn't get any better than that. It's not going to get any better, no matter what it is. Now, what about these interest rates? These are locked in and guaranteed. That makes this a pretty exciting investment, at least it does in mine. All right, now I haven't shown you all the states, but I'm showing you some representative amounts that are due. Now keep this in mind. Your money is secured by that real estate. All right, so if you buy a tax certificate, your security for that is the real estate. So you're going to get paid or you're going to get the property. You're going to get paid or you're going to get the property. Now I know no one's been telling you about this. There's a reason they don't tell you about it. Why? Because they don't want any more competitors there. So I'm going to teach you this predictable, certain, secure business, and you can do it when you want. Your money is protected by the property tax code. Now this man, he paid, just read on the slide there, he purchased tax lien certificates on 2 houses you can see in the background and some residential lots where properties were being built. Now, when he invested in that money, he gave it to the government. Now, he did not do any work after that. They gave him the certificates. He took them home, put them in his drawer, and he never did any work after that. He didn't go and fix any toilets. He didn't paint. He didn't do anything. This is a passive investment. There is no work to do after you buy the tax certificate. So this is a perfect example for you of what happens when someone buys a tax certificate. Here's Rocco.
I bought 27 lots at a tax certificate sale, plus the 5 townhouses, all in one subdivision here, for $6,900. All I did was pay back taxes, and I turned around and got 18% of my money, which was $1,890. Where am I going to make $1,890 doing absolutely nothing? I bought it online at a tax sale. I put home, threw it in my drawer, and a year and a half later, here's a check in the mail. Hello, I won.
Folks, it just doesn't get any better than that. Now, he's just using techniques that you learn in my training. Now, I love Georgia because in Georgia, in the second year, I can earn 30%. You heard him earning 18. I'm going to tell you more about Georgia in a little bit. 30% on the check, not bad at all. Now, folks, you can't buy investments from me. It's important that you understand you won't give any money to Ted.Thomas. You're going to invest with the government, and you're going to get a check back from the government. I'm an author and a publisher of information. Now, you'll make your investment with the local government, and when you do that, they'll guarantee that you're going to get your money back. Now, remember, these tax collectors can pay tremendous rates. In Illinois, they can pay you 3% a month. If the certificate stays outstanding for 1 year, you'll earn 36%. Where are you going to make that kind of money? In a safe, secure environment. Now, taxes aren't always bad. People ask me, they say, Ted, why is the government selling these tax certificates? Well, they're selling them because the local government needs money. What do they need money for? Well, lots of things. If you look at that slide, you'll see. First of all, they have to pay the county employees. They have to pay the police department. They have to pay the fire department. They're going to pay the sheriff. They have to pay for the schools. Think about that. 50% of every dollar goes to schools. Now, some smaller dollars go to fix the roads and help with the libraries and help with the hospitals. You're getting the idea. The local government needs money, so they sell these tax certificates, and you and I can make money with those certificates just by paying someone else's taxes. Okay, so what I've done is I've created a system for women who have above average ability and many family responsibilities. Now, I understand that you're busy. I understand that. So this only requires 5 to 10 focused hours each week. And you just need to focus on wealth building online and offline for 5 to 10 hours every week. Now, this program is designed for people that want to stay home. So I want you to firmly put that in the back of your mind. People that want to generate income so they can take care of the future, but they'd like to stay home and do that. That would simplify your life a lot. Folks, with my program, you'll have all the security you want. For example, here's what happens with my help. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel secure. You're now going to be able to control your destiny and your future, and you'll have some financial confidence. Now, I'm going to teach you how to make some pretty high income. Now, here's how I created security for Grandma Shannon. You're going to love this. Pay close attention.
I'm Shannon Ulrich. I've been being coached by Ted.Thomas, by Bill Williams in the Ted.Thomas group. Having the coach made all the difference, and I quit my job. It was an office job, and as a teacher, I knew I could be making more money. And my husband had been working on the oil fields for 2 years at that time, full time. I was seeing him once a month, and we were tired of that lifestyle. And we knew that he couldn't make any more money. So I had to get out of my rut and do something different and drastic. And so that's what we did. We paid around $34,000, which was 27% of the assessed value, $120,000. And then 6 months later, we were able to sell it for $135,000, which was 3.7 times our investment. I just feel like I've really progressed. My husband's really proud of me. That means a lot, you know. With selling my first tax deed, I made 2 times my yearly salary in that 6-month period. Now I get to be a grandma, and every day is a Saturday.
Folks, don't forget these women are working from home. Now here's someone making $100,000, a school teacher grandmother, just following my step-by-step system. And all it did is it guided her to $100,000 profit in 6 months' time. Now I don't know if you'll get it done in 6 months' time or not. It's just going to depend how much effort you can put in. That was all on one deal that she made, $100,000. I want you to keep in mind, she did 90% of that work from a small office in her home. You can do the same thing. a small office in your home, and you'll be able to do this business. How long would you need to work in an office or at a job or a profession to make that kind of money? Shannon certainly replaced her husband's income, and you can be sure that she's not going back to teaching school. At this point, you should be asking yourself, would this work for you? Well, of course, the answer is yes. It requires 5 to 10 focused hours of every week. Now, I want you to think what I'm going to say now. Where would you be if you had learned this system 5 years ago or even 2 years ago? I can tell you, your life will change when you complete this training. The financial doors will open. You'll start thinking of making $25,000 and $50,000 a year. So where would you be if you had been in this business 5 years ago? Where will your family be in 10 years if you don't invest in a business like this? These government tax lien certificates and auctions will be available for the rest of your life. My point is, once you learn this system, you can scale it as big as you want, or you can just stay at any level you want. There's over 5,000 tax auctions every year. Well, let's move on to secret number 3. You're finally going to be able to help someone else while you're in business. Now, tax lien certificates allow you to help the person that is actually in default, because you're going to pay their taxes. That means the government will not take their property. So you pay their taxes, that gives them time to get their life crisis straightened out, and they'll come in and pay you. If they don't come in and pay you, you're going to get the property. But when you pay that certificate, you're also helping the county, because now you're paying for the school teachers. You're going to help not only the schools, but you help the fire department and the police department. They're going to get paid. Okay, what about the libraries? They're going to get taken care of. There's all of those departments come from property tax money, but are mostly schools. 50% of every tax dollar goes for schools. So keep that in the back of your mind. You'll be helping them out. All right, well, let's show you how to take a $2,000 investment and make it into $120,000. Now, I'm going to show you some pretty phenomenal interest rates. Now, these are amazing returns, so just kind of open up your mind and see this 4th grade math, because that's all we're going to do. So this is a perfect example. If you had a savings account, $2,000 in it, it would probably earn 2%. So I'm going to do this at 3.75. Now, you can easily figure out if you invested $2,000 in that account, at the end of the year at 3.75, you'd know exactly how much money you had. Okay? Now do that 19 more times, and you'll see that it would be $4,100, $4,129 to be exact. Okay, now don't make these deadly mistakes with your money. Don't put $2,000, or in this case, 3.75, and only have $4,000 20 years from now. Now, what are you going to do with $4,000 20 years from now? It might be only a few tanks of gas. It's not going to be anywhere near what it is today. But the point is, you couldn't retire on $4,000. So let's think about these high interest rates we can earn. What if we took the same $2,000 and we went to Arizona, invested at invested our $2,000, except now we did it at 16%. Well, I can tell you at the end of 20 years, that would grow to $30,000. So see, the choice is yours. Do you want $4,000 or do you want the $30,000? That's the value it would grow to. All right, now, I told you this won't let you down, and that's what I mean. So let's go to Iowa, where you could earn 24% on a tax lien certificate. Not bad, 24%. And let's look what it would have then. $2,000 invested and then reinvested with 24% interest every year for the next 20 years, along with the high interest rate. Most people never learn these. They never learn these secrets. I can teach you all those in the program. $2,000 invested becomes $120,000. I think that's a pretty easy investment for anybody to make. You could have your grandparents doing this, because you're not going to have to worry. The government's going to make sure that they get their returns, or they'll get the property, which they'll get it for just absolutely pennies. So tax lien certificates are safe and secure. Your profit checks and capital always come back from the local government. It's important that you know that. So here's a house. If you just pay the taxes on this house, okay, and they don't come in and pay you back, you're going to get the property. How would you like one deal like that? Well, you'd be pretty darn happy with that. Well, it happens all the time. So why do you want to listen to Ted.Thomas? Well, I don't want to brag about myself, but I do want to tell you a few things, right, so you know a little bit who I am. I'm an investor just like you. I don't waste your time. I'm a no-nonsense guy. The learning system I teach you are proven and tested. I've been doing this for 25 years. Matter of fact, I'm the only publisher that will give you a written guarantee. Now, I know exactly why you're here. You want to be more successful. I understand that. You want to do what you want to do when you want to do it. My teaching is always based on results. My training is down to earth and it's step by step, and I have full-time guides to hold your hand when you need it. Now, you shouldn't learn this by trial and error. That could cost you a lot of money. Now, it takes a long time to recover if you make a mistake. I have the ability, the knowledge, and the experience to guide you, and I have a team of certified coaches. Now, most people don't have a plan to improve their cash flow, so I'm going to create one for you, and then I'm going to give it to you. Now, there's always a question that comes from newcomers. People say to me, Ted, what's going to happen if the property owner doesn't pay me? Now, I don't know if I've explained that well enough in this presentation, but folks, if the property owner doesn't pay you, then you're going to get the property. So I'm going to answer that question that comes to me regularly with a case history for one of my women students. And she's going to tell you how she did. Now, this is Risha and her husband, Drew, and their son. They followed the step-by-step system. You're about to see and hear some pretty darn amazing results. Now, she purchased a tax certificate for 6 cents on the dollar. Her total investment was $11,000, and the owner failed to pay the property taxes. The government awarded her a no-mortgage condominium valued at $180,000. Now, who decided on that value? The tax assessor, the multiple listing, and Zillow. $180,000.
Hi, I'm Risha Davis. I have a beautiful family. I'm married to this gentleman for 7 years, and we have 2 young boys, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I don't have a full-time job. This is what I do, and I do it because I can have my kids at home. I can take them with me on vacation. I can take them wherever I want to go, wherever we want to go, and I can do this all from a computer. You know, I still want to contribute to the household. I want to make sure that we have enough funds to live the life we want. You know, and having the resources and having the people that have our back and help us achieve that, it's incredible. This is life-changing. This is something that really is something you can do 10 to 12 hours a week. You can do maybe even less than that, depending on your knowledge of that particular market or that system. This is an opportunity where you can earn more than you would at a job in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks. There's not that demand for you to fit societal pressures of getting dressed in the morning and making yourself up. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's a lot of work for women to have to also put on makeup and have to wear a certain outfit. You know, this is stuff you can do from your pajamas if you want.
My all-in investment on this particular opportunity, where I was successfully foreclosed on the right to redeem, was about $11,000 on a property valued at $180,000.
Let's keep in mind they're doing this from home. Now, when you make one deal like Risha made, that will end your money worries forever. And it doesn't take too many deals to build a huge portfolio. Now, I don't know how much money you have. Maybe you don't have very much to get started. But if you buy small tax lien certificates, this is what could happen.
I'd have to say that the best dollar-for-dollar deal I've ever done on a piece of land, it happened in Oklahoma. I went out to an outlying county and I bought a tax lien. The tax lien was on a 25-acre piece of land. The tax lien was only $67.12. You'd think that nobody would ever abandon a piece of land for that small of a tax bill, but things like that do happen. And guess what? Those people never did pay that tax. They never redeemed that tax lien, and I ended up getting the tax deed to that property. I eventually sold that piece of land for $22,500. It's not uncommon to make $10,000 or $20,000 off of a deal.
Wow, $20,000 profit, and he only invested $67.12. If you don't get involved in a program like this, what will you do to handle your money worries in the future? Okay, let's move on to secret number 3. You can do this from home. Now, I think I've demonstrated that, but I want to drive that point home because most of you want to work from home, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Keep in mind the interest rates that we're working with here are always high, and they stay high because they're guaranteed to do that. So as I say, you can do this from home. Now, I know that you're not going to believe me, but I'm going to tell you right now, I have clients buying using their laptop computers, and they either stay home and do it, or they can do it from their office. Now, I'm going to teach you how to use my secret weapon, and I'm going to teach you about my deal-making coaches in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, I have successful students doing this in foreign countries. For example, Singapore. I also have people doing it in London, England. I have people doing it in Australia, Sydney, Australia, and also Melbourne. And in all the provinces of Canada, we have hundreds of clients doing this same program and doing it online. So if you learn how to do this right, you'll make a bundle. The buying power is definitely on your side. Now, tax auctions give discounts of 60, 70, and 80%. That's common at these live and at the online auctions. So this gives you a massive amount of room to make a serious money. In other words, make big profit. Now, this is Deborah, and she's going to do it online. That's how she learned. Now, not everyone starts with small dollars. Many investors are frustrated with their brokers, their financial planners, they use advisors, and they don't make the money. So thousands of separated women, single women, and young women working from home are searching for a secure investment. I'm sure that's why you're here. Now, Deborah tried for years to find someone to manage her portfolio. Now, she only asked for a 5% return. It was frustrating as most advisors had lost her money. So finally, she took matters into her own hands, and starting with only $25,000, she turned that into a $50,000 profit working from her kitchen table, and she did that in months. Now here's Deborah telling you how you could be doing the same thing from your kitchen table.
My name's Deb Murphy. Purchased my first property, bought it for $24,000. It'll literally sell for $70,000. I'll probably list it around 75, 76, and it'll sell. I did it all online, by phone and by computer. Ted's material showed me that I can depend on the county records, what's online as far as property appraisers records, what's online as far as all the documentation around a property, that I could depend on knowing 75% of what's going on with that property without even stepping foot on it. So there's just so much more available online. There are 3 reasons why I love doing the tax deed sales. Number 1, it's something that my husband and I can do together now and when we retire down the road. It can be fun for us. At the same time, we can be making money and doing business. Second reason is I'm learning a ton about myself and my skill sets, and I really am enjoying the personal growth. And the third reason is it's great money.
It's pretty obvious she's working from her kitchen. Now, one deal like Deborah completed from her kitchen table could solve your money worries. Now, if you had attended my online training classes anytime in the past few years, you could be doing the same thing right now. In just a few minutes, I'll finish this presentation. Hopefully, you've already considered where you want to be next year. Now, I'm sure you'll see this will work for you. This is a step-by-step process that we can teach you. Generally, women do better than this than men do. Now, we train them to do research, and they do that research and they ask more questions, which means they're going to get more answers. This is clean, white-collar work. So forget about fix-up. That's nonsense. You're just going to buy these and then wholesale them out. It's going to be as easy as that. Now, I don't want you to think it's a piece of cake. You must focus 5 to 10 hours a week, and you must sell fast. Now, don't let some YouTube video impress you that you can do this easily and without any training. It's simple, but you know it's not easy to make $25,000 or $50,000 without a guide and someone to help you. Now, this system has been built and it works. I'm telling you it works. It has worked for 200 years for not only the county to sell their tax lien certificates and deeds, but it works for the individuals that buy in as investors, and it works for the property owners. This system helps everybody. So we're going to give you tons of training and we're going to give you coaching. So don't quit your day job. Just keep a job if you have one. If you're a stay-at-home mom, just keep that job. We only need 5 to 10 focused hours, and that will be it. Now, earlier I showed you Dorothea Gardner. Now, she was 83 years old, and she turned $30,000 into $130,000. Now you're going to meet Juanita, and she's 92 years old. The whole point I'm telling you all this, it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 17 or 77 or 97. It's not going to matter. We can teach you how to do this. It's a step-by-step process. Retired people love this program, okay? So next we'll meet Juanita. As I said, she's 92 years old. Let's see how she did. She attended a 3-day class, okay? That was a 3-day auction preparation class, and I'm going to give you 2 tickets to come. Anybody that gets involved in my program is going to get 2 tickets. That's a $5,000 value. So you attend to the class, and next thing you know, she's at the auction. Now that's not her age, that's her auction bidding card. So she attended the auction, and let's see how she did.
It was unbelievable knowledge. Unbelievable knowledge to me. There was 47 lots for sale, and the minimum bid was $103.
How much did you pay?
$3,770.
Okay, so she spent $3,700, and this property's going after hers for how much?
Right now they're listed for $28,000. And I did already get a lowball offer. I could have doubled it, but to hell with that.
You could have doubled what?
I could have doubled my money.
You turned it down? You could have doubled your
sure
money?
as hell did.
You sure as hell did.
What I did tell her, I will drop it all the way down to 20, easy. But I'll still make a good
So you
amount.
make 3 times your money.
Yep,
So this is like a little gold mine.
it is.
Yeah. Let's thank Juanita for helping us out. Was that great? So why trust Ted? I have no investments to sell you and no commissions by selling you investments. I'm not a money manager. I'm not a planner, and I seek no fees from you. I'm not beholden or get paid by any stock or insurance or securities company. I'm a teacher and entrepreneur who works in the trenches, and I practice what I teach. I have ironclad proof that what I'm teaching you to do will work for you. I conduct live buying tours and tax defaulted property auctions. I conduct seminars, and I frequently speak at conventions. Tax lien certificates themselves are government-issued instruments. Thousands of my systems are sold on a fully guaranteed basis. You have my performance guarantee. Now look at those people. Are they having fun? Yeah, they're having fun. I hope you're getting the same kind of fun out of this, but you probably feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose, and I understand that. But here's the important thing that you need to know. The training is your light at the tunnel. Yes, my training is the light at the end of your tunnel. Now, I hope all this is making sense to you. Now, just like you met Shannon earlier, Grandma Shannon and Risha and Deborah, they're all doing the same thing. They're making money, and your life is going to be filled with abundance as soon as you start making this money. This learning system is a solution to your cash flow problem. I'm going to do that whole slide again. Just like you saw earlier, Grandma Shannon and Risha and Deborah are all doing the same thing. The choice is yours. When you get involved in tax lien certificates and tax deeds, your life is going to be filled with abundant ways to make money. This learning system is a solution to cash flow problems. Now, my training programs aren't cheap. However, they're comprehensive, they're detailed, and if you can follow directions, they will guide you to that second income you want. Now, combined with my coaching team, success is assured. We're serious investors about tax lien certificates and tax defaulted property. Now, what you're looking at is a group of my coaches. Now, no coaching team on the planet has the experience of my coaches. So let me pause here for a second. All these people started with me somewhere between 15 and 20 years ago. They're all senior citizens, they're all deal makers, and they all came through my system. Okay, there's no other team on the planet, to my knowledge, that's done this well. Their combined experience is over 200 auction purchases and resale. Now, 200 auction purchases, we're talking about a couple of decades here. No one person could do that. This team has accumulated knowledge and experience like no other team in the world. Now, why am I telling you all that? Because every Wednesday night, for everybody that gets involved with me, I do a class. Okay, one of the coaches conducts that class every single Wednesday night. We've been doing that for 13 years. Okay, that class is on your computer because it comes out online. You can get in that class and you can get on the telephone and you can talk to an experienced coach, not some amateur, but someone that's doing deals and knows what they're talking about. They're there every Wednesday night. I can't tell you which coach will be there on which night, but we have been doing that class for 1 hour on Wednesday night for a long, long time. Now, no college system in the world was ever going to teach you anything like we are. Okay, now my program is all about making money. Now, the university and the college system has managed to put millions of 20-something-year-old students into debt over their heads. Now, to my knowledge, not one of those colleges or universities shows people how to make money. My program is always about making money. So this program is going to be different than a college or university. I'm going to cut through all the fog. I've thrown out the ivory tower professors. There's no administrators. There's no expensive campus with their fancy buildings and green lawns and old statues all around the place. Just down-to-earth training. That's what you're going to get. Now, I give you a guarantee of results. No college will give you that. Now, my guarantee has no weasel clauses. It's a down-to-earth guarantee. If you can't perform, we'll be there to help you. Let me say that again. If you can't perform, we'll be there to help you. Now, here's a close look for you at the university systems around the country. Take a look at Yale, $250,000. University of California, 160. University of Florida, 160. Folks, these schools are charging a fortune, and no one's teaching anybody how to make money. Look at my system at the training all the way at the bottom. No comparison. We teach people how to make money. You're not going to waste time. We're in business, and we're no nonsense. Now look, I don't have any high-priced television to buy or high-priced radio ads to buy because I'm on the internet. So I'm going to pass those savings on to you, so you're going to get an even better price. So as you can see, this course has a value of $15,000. Now you can purchase this course online for $2,995. Now folks, this training was created and designed for serious-minded people who are firmly committed to making $25,000, $50,000, and even $100,000 next year. This is a serious program. If you look on the left side of the screen, you'll see the ultimate course there. On the right side, you'll see that there's a video coach. And we'll talk about more than that on our next presentation. Oh, by the way, I understand you found me on the internet. I'm also aware that internet buyers are bargain hunters. So for all you bargain hunters, stay tuned. I'll explain to you in just a minute about my internet special. So hang in there. But before I do that, every woman watching will love this program. You're just now going to meet Lisa Hall. Now, as you know, most women are nurturing and dedicated to helping other family members. Like they take care of grandmother and grandfather, they take care of the kids, they take care of the uncles, they take care of everybody. Well, Lisa took helping other people to a whole new level, She's dedicated her life to helping other people. Now, to do so, she needed a lot of money. So she came to me to learn how to do tax lien certificates and tax default to property. Now, I want to be transparent with you. This is 10 years ago, so she's going to tell you now about what she did in 10 years, and you're going to be surprised at what you're about to hear. Okay, now she currently feeds 40 people a day, and in the continent of Africa, she feeds 4,000 people a day. Now, maybe your parents or your grandparents or someone like that needs assistance, and they need a little help. Maybe help them pay the rent, or maybe they need a cute little condo or cottage to live in. I know you've thought about helping other people. I know you want to care for other people. This program will help you do so. So let's listen to Lisa Hall and see how she cares for other people. I know you want to take care of people you love.
Yeah, I really appreciate Ted.Thomas because of the fact that he introduced me initially to tax deeds and tax liens, and also for the example he's set in this world to educate other people, because that's quite admirable. He's at a point in his life he doesn't need to be out here chasing around to different places in different countries. He's going to Singapore today. He doesn't need to be doing that, but he wants to educate other people. He wants to make a significance. He wants to pass it forward. At the time, I was somewhat occupied with other things and didn't actually take a lot of action on tax deeds and tax liens until 2009. At that point in time, I started pursuing them quite aggressively, mainly tax deeds. I've done a few liens, but mostly tax deeds because there's a higher rate of return on your investment. I tend to use other people's money to do that. So in the 5 years that I did tax deeds in California, I never used any of my own money. I used other people's money. I used investors' money because that's the way to leverage yourself to increase your profits. And we earned, the last group that I worked with in California, over a 5-year period, about $5 million. I'm involved with an organization called Nourish the Children in Africa. I've done medical missions there. And I feed 44 kids in Africa every single day. Within my organization of people that volunteer to do the same, we feed over 4,000 kids a day. And I think that just being able to help, there's so many people in this world that don't have the advantages that we have here. And so being able to help other people, that's what life's all about. It's how did you make a significance. It's not all about what car you drove or what you had or what you needed. it's what you've done to help other people.
Folks, I think she said $5 million. Now, I don't know how much money you're going to make doing this business, but I do know this. If you don't get in the game, your life isn't going to change. Now, there's many people out there that need your help. I don't know whether it's your grandmother, I don't know whether it's your mom and dad, whoever it might need, needs your help. Now's your chance to make enough money where you'll be able to help them. Now, maybe you want to help folks make a lot more money. Well, I understand that. So let me show you how you could help your parents make more money. This is Peggy Palms. She's going to tell you a little bit about how she used tax certificates in her retirement process.
At my age, I feel like I need to be in control of my investments. I've seen people in mutual funds and stock brokerage accounts having somebody else control their money. And it's being lost, it's being diminished, especially in this economy. People are losing their retirement. And with Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare not being there for us, we have to take our matters into our own hands and find an investment that's very aggressive, but safe. Very difficult to do. Ted's program showed us how to invest in something very safe with very high return. 18% on my money. That's what I got with my first transaction. When I got started with Ted's system, I didn't really want to leave the house. I work from home. I enjoy my home. I don't want to get in a car or on an airplane and go to another place or even drive around in my own area. So I got online. I got on the internet. I researched a lot of different counties and found one that I really liked in a county very close to the ocean, which I thought if I end up with a property, that might not be a bad place to have a property. But I've located a property that was valued at about $50,000. There were $2,273 in taxes owed. So I sent a check for that amount to the county register. They sent me the certificates back and I put them in my drawer. A few months later, I got a check back for $3,159, an 18% return on my money. Very simple, very safe, and I would do it again and again and again. And I recommend it to anyone who wants to take control of their future and their retirement and have a good return without the risk. And that's the important point. I'm too old to take risks with very aggressive stock portfolios and so forth. It's just too risky. Right now, this is the one for me.
Folks, this is the one for her. This could be the one for you. Now we're going to move on to, we're going to talk about an accelerated learning system. So no matter which program you choose, I'm going to give you a competitive advantage, and I'll tell you how right now. So first of all, I'm going to give everyone that gets involved in this program or any program I have, the picture that you see is a coaching certificate. Now that certificate is good for 1 year. It's valued at $3,000. It means you can sit at your computer and learn online and be with a coach 1 hour every single week with a live coach. And the value of that, I say, is $3,000. Now my coaches have deal-making experience. They are qualified, they're certified, and they know how to make deals. What better way to learn a business like this? Okay, in addition to that, I'm going to give you 2 tickets to a 3-day auction preparation workshop. Now that workshop is going to make a big difference in your life. Why? Because you'll learn from people that are actually doing it, and you'll see actual case studies. You'll see demonstrations. You work with me and 4 of my coaches. Now, if you work with those people on a continuous basis over 3 days, I'm sure you'll learn a lot. It'll be very valuable to you. Now, if you learned a lot watching what we've done today, just imagine what you learned 3 days. It'll be almost amazing. Now, I'm not going to stop there. I'm also going to give you a competitive advantage because we're going to give you classes online. That's right, online, on how to buy online at Bid for Assets and the different auction sites, so you can practice online with us so you won't have any worry about making mistakes. It'll give you a competitive advantage. Now, the most important advantage that I can give you, I'm going to give you right now. It's 4 guides. They're going to hold your hands. Now, these are real people in my business office. Now, these people have specific schedules every day to help you and make your life better. Now, these people work in the business office. They have access to thousands of questions that you might ask. Now, there's one guy that sets aside time every single day of the week. So those are 4 competitive advantages that no one else could give you. Now, I'm going to conclude now. I'm going to conclude in the next few minutes. But before I do, I want you to meet Anna. Now, Anna attended one of my 3-day auction preparation workshops. Now, she was a little on the nervous side, and many people are when they start. So she came to the podium and asked many questions. Now, one of the questions she asked is, where should she go to an auction? Now, I knew she had family on the West Coast, so I said to her, why don't you go to the Los Angeles auction? She said, okay, well, how many properties do they have? I said, well, they'll have hundreds of properties. And she said, well, which one should I choose from? I said, well, I think you should go to Los Angeles, and they'll have hundreds of properties that you could research from your home. So you could sit at home and research those properties. Now, every student is similar to that. She's a little on the nervous side. So she said, look, I know I'm a little skeptical, but are you going to offer a guarantee that there'll be enough properties there? I said, okay. Every student that I have, I guarantee that they'll get a written guarantee. So we're serious about helping people make a second income. Now, with this training, you're going to receive 3 days at an auction preparation workshop. Now, if you learned a lot, you're going to learn even more. So Anna was concerned. Should she go to the auction in Los Angeles? Would there be enough property? So I requested from the Los Angeles treasurer to send the auction list. You're looking at that list on the left-hand on the side of the screen. You can see the cover to the list. On the right side, you can see the size of the book. It's as big as a telephone book. Over 2,000 properties were available to be auctioned. Now, the starting prices were going to be the delinquent back taxes. Now, that could be 10 cents or 20 cents or 30 cents on the dollar, and all of these properties are sold without a mortgage. What better way to buy a property? The old saying in real estate is, you make your money when you buy. Now we're talking about buying properties for 10 and 20 cents on the dollar. Think about that. Now, I'm going to give you a game plan so that you can do this. It's a step-by-step process that you can buy and learn how to buy for absolute pennies. Now, sometimes I make $25,000 or even $50,000 on one deal. It's all because I buy right. So you're going to be shocked as you see my students make purchases for 10, 15, 20 cents on the dollar. The most we see is people paying up to 35 cents on the dollar. So I've created a system. It's tested, it's proven, it's like a road map, it's like you had a GPS, and all you have to do is follow the directions. Now, of course, I know many of you want to stay home and you want to raise your family. So you can do this if you have small children, you can do this if you have adult children. Right now, you're going to meet Anna and Tony. They're Canadians, and they live in Costa Rica. So they're raising 2 young girls. So they manage their time online, buying tax lien certificates and tax deeds. They manage their business in the United States, but they do it online from Costa Rica 5 to 10 hours a week. You'll do the same when you master this program. Now, you can live and work anywhere you want. They live in Costa Rica where the temperatures are always right. If you get this right, you can expect to make big money on one deal. So listen closely to Anna. She's going to describe a tax defaulted auction. Now, you can see on the screen, Anna's top bid is going to be $14,000. The property was valued at $210,000. That means she's paying for a property 7 cents on the dollar, and there is no mortgage. You'll be trained just like these extraordinary people who know where they're going in life. Now here's Tony and Anna. You'll love this case history.
I came across Ted.Thomas material sometime in July of last year, and it was just really good timing because we were just about at time looking for something with greater returns, something that will give us more time to spend with family and enjoy our family more while being able to live the life we've always dreamed of. Because I attended Ted's 3-day workshop, I knew that LA has a 2-day auction. What happens is whatever they don't sell on the first day, they sell half price on the second day. And that is how we ended up with our lot. We paid $14,000 for a lot that was assessed, I believe, $210,000.
You more than doubled our money.
And move on to the next deal. Yes,
yeah.
Yes. So we have 2 girls, almost 11 and 6 years old, and this new business will really give us more time to focus on our family, spend more time with our family, travel more. For instance, when we went to King County, we took the kids to Vancouver because that's where our family is, so they could visit grandma. At the same time, we spent time with them. So it was a bit of a family vacation / business trip, which is always nice. And being able now to work on this, not every day, 7-8 hours a day, but more kind of come and go basis, you have more free time to take family trips, to enjoy each other and make those memories that most people are just too busy, too stressed out to do when they simply, employed somewhere and they don't have time for themselves and their loved ones.
Nice business when you can do 90% of the work from your home. Think about that. 90% of the work she's doing from home. You could be doing the exact same thing. Now, most of you attending this presentation want more income and security. So the deals you've just seen will make your life a lot more comfortable. I'm sure you've already figured that out. Now, Anna and Tony, think about that. They had no commute because they did most of this from home. So no long lines of traffic, no bus to go to work, no crowded subway. They didn't have to dress up. They're living where the weather is great. Costa Rica, the temperature is always about the same. Okay, so they're making good money. Now you could be doing the same thing. So I hope you're seeing solutions and a second income for you and your family. Now, if you can follow directions, you'll be able to make an extra $10,000, maybe even $15,000 a month working from home 5 to 10 hours a week. That's not bad. Now, I have two options to offer you. My first offer is a premium offer. Now, this is for students that are ready to go. They want to accelerate their learning process, and they've already planned to participate in auctions. And what they want to do is they want to buy for 10 and 20 cents on the dollar. They want to get that done in the next 60 days. So this premium program is really an accelerated learning system. Accelerated, okay? Now, this training is valued at $15,000. However, I'm not paying expensive TV costs. I'm not paying radio costs. I don't have to do all that on the internet. So I'll cut the price way down. And I don't have any expensive campus. You already know that. So this price is going to be $2,995. Now, that's the bargain of the century, absolute bargain of the century. Now, if you order online, it's $2,995, and I'll show you the path to wealth. You can be assured of that because you've seen women doing it. You'll be able to do the same thing. Okay, that's an 80% discount on my retail price. All right, now we promised an internet special. Okay, so this is kind of for you bargain hunters out there that want the Walmart and Target prices. So I modified the program to give you a huge discount. I mean huge discount. So as I say, I modified it. So I'm pulling the price down to $9,995 in the normal market, but you guys are only going to pay $1,995. Now that's what I call an internet special. $1,995 is what you're going to pay for this program. Okay, now you're still getting not only my best-selling program and my best prices, but you're getting all the necessary things that you need in this program. So look on the left-hand corner and you can see it's shown as DVDs and manuals, but you'll get all of that information online. Now, you can also get the printed materials if you want them. There are a few dollars extra to pay for shipping and printing. You're also going to get 52 weeks of training with a certified coach, and that's what you get with that coaching certificate. That's valued at $3,000 alone. Plus, you're going to get 2 tickets, each valued at $2,500, to come to a 3-day auction preparation workshop. Now, it doesn't get any better than that. For this price, 2 tickets to come to the 3-day auction preparation work. Included in that is also 4 classes online so you can learn how to buy at these online auctions, okay? Now, that's kind of a little bit of a challenge when you get started, but I have facilitators to teach classes and show you exactly how to do that. All right, so you're going to get a pretty comprehensive package here that includes a lot of things, including a 3-day auction preparation workshop and the coaches. So the internet special makes your startup a bargain. It's a real bargain. It's a Target and Costco price. So I've modified the program to give you that special pricing. Now, to do that, what I've done is I've pulled out of the program the flash drive. Now, that flash drive would give you access to 3,000 counties in the United States. And once you can get to the county, that means you could find property information on 100 million properties in the United States. Now, no one else has that, but it is part of the accelerator and the premium program. Also, I've taken out the video coaching part of it. Now, the video coach means you could just open up your computer and there'd be a video coach to accelerate your learning through the lessons so you go quickly. That's also part of the premium program. I pulled that out. So those 2 things add to about $6,000 so that you know how I brought the price down. Your price today is going to be $1,995, and you're still going to get the 3-day workshop included in that $1,995. Now, years ago when I was starting out, okay, I was in a funk. I'd been in bankruptcy, and I had to start over. Now, some people gave me a boost. They kind of helped me out. That was a big lesson. I learned a lot from that lesson because I decided at that point in time I was going to help other people because someone had helped me. So I'm giving back just like those people are giving back, and in the hopes that you'll do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a scholarship. Okay, so here's my offer to you. I do this to encourage you to give back. Now, I'm always looking for people that would come and tell me their success stories, and I'm looking for people that will help others financially. So to encourage you and guide you to help others, I'm going to give you a $1,300 discount. I said $1,300 from the $1,995 price. Now think what we've just done there. We've cut the price to less than half for those of you that are bargain hunters and want to get started. Now I can't do that to everybody. I can't do that for everybody, I should say, but I'm willing to do a discount for the first 18 people that get involved. So what's the bottom line of all this? Well, it's pretty simple. The program is $1,995. You get a $1,300 scholarship. That means you're only going to pay $695. Now, you can go to the order form now, and what you want is you want the internet special. Or for some of you, you'll want the accelerated learning system, which is the premium program that I mentioned earlier. My name is Ted Thomas. I'll look forward to seeing you at a 3-day workshop.